From the blind eternities to your favorite local game store, welcome to Planeswalker Radio, your ultimate source for all things Magic the Gathering. Whether you're slinging spells at Friday Night Magic, brewing the perfect deck, or just diving into the lore of the multiverse, we've got you covered. Join us as we explore the latest set releases, wild deck techs, and the stories behind the cards we love. So grab your deck, shuffle up, and get ready to ignite your spark, because this is Planeswalker Radio. Here at Planeswalker Radio, we love turning cardboard sideways and slinging spells, and it's important to us that the place we choose to do that is fun, relaxed, and professional. That's why we choose to buy our cards and accessories at First Player. Their showroom staff in Calgary, Alberta are some of the best in the business with decades of experience. They're always able to help us and members of the community find exactly the correct cards to add to our latest decks. Don't live in Calgary, Alberta? Not to worry, they ship Canada-wide. Check out their website at firstplayer.ca for Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Lorcana, and the accessories to protect your cards. First Player, the heart of the gaming community in the heart of Calgary, Alberta. Find their website linked in the description below. Don't go anywhere, the show is about to begin.
What is up, nerd home? Welcome to another episode of Planeswalker Radio. Today we are doing part 2 of the PlayStation release.
Yeah, this will be fun. It's both of the Last of Us pieces, part 1 and
Mhm.
part 2, and Ghost of Tsushima,
I'm a fan of Ghost of Tsushima.
which I mean
The
on the
game specifically. I mean, the cards look great, but the game is
yeah,
incredible.
the game is great.
Yeah.
The artwork on these cards is fantastic. I'm in love with
Yeah,
this set of art here.
understandably so. They've once again, just like in our previous episode, they've really taken the essence of the game and put it into artwork that they're putting out on the cards for this
Mhm.
release, and done a great job with it, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really love it.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll start off with kind of the face card of this part of the set, which is Jin Sakai, Ghost of Tsushima. He is a 4 CMC, 1 generic, 1 white, 1 blue, 1 black, for a 2/4 legendary human samurai. His text says, whenever Jin Sakai deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So, card draw on a commander,
So good.
never a bad thing.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess on a creature, but this is clearly meant to be a commander card.
yeah.
And then whenever a creature you control attacks a player, if no other creatures are attacking that player, choose one. You can either give them standoff, which is double strike, or you can give them ghost, which is basically unblockable.
This is so Voltron-y. It's got Voltron written all over it. The color set for it,
Yep.
white, blue, black, especially white and blue, feels really Voltron-y.
Lots of protection for the one piece that you really
Yeah,
need to stay on the board in those colors.
yeah. You just stack it up, a swing with only him or only
Yeah.
one thing that you really need to get in for the effect, and give it unblockable,
Yeah,
right?
I think the
Like,
really cool thing that I'm reading off of this card is where other things will give you unblockable if it's the only creature attacking that turn. This is if it's the only creature attacking that player. So
yeah,
you could essentially, as much as it is very heavily Voltron, if you have a couple of big swingers out, you could hit multiple targets with
yeah,
unblockable at the same time,
yeah.
which is just a cool mechanic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, really takes that idea of being unblockable and capitalizes on it.
hmm
And on the same kind of idea, the double strike part of it, there are places where it is worth it, especially if you've got like lifelink or something like that going
Yeah.
on, and you want to heal instead.
Even
Right?
something big and beastie with a trample, not really the right colors for that, but it can happen. And you have something big and beefy that is trampling over things, and then you just give it double
Yeah,
strike, right? It doesn't
yeah,
matter if it's not blocked; it's going through anyway.
yeah.
So
And you might get to remove a creature if you do that, right?
exactly,
It might bait it out.
yeah, yeah. So really, really cool card, just as a face card of ghosts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of sweet. The next one we have is good old Path to Exile.
good old Path to
Now,
Exile.
if you haven't heard of this card, you are in one of two categories of people. You either are a beginner, which I'm about to introduce you to one of the best removal,
Mm-hmm.
single target removal spells in the entire
Absolutely.
game,
Yeah,
or you live under a rock,
yeah.
in
Your
which
head is in a
case
bucket.
I'm going to bring you into the light here,
Yeah.
is what's going to happen. Um, Path to Exile is a 1 white mana instant card that says exile target creature. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card, put that card onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle.
Yeah. So I mean, obvious things with this card. It's an exile, so it gets around things like indestructible
Mhm.
and all of that. Um, but I mean, we've talked about this card before.
Yeah.
We talked about it in our white episode.
Yeah.
The reason that I think it's in this list is the artwork for this card is just so beautiful.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
It's really, really
Fits
nice.
the story for Ghost of Tsushima as well.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Thematically good, artwork good, card power good.
yeah.
Everything is good about this card.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, it will be super expensive on the market.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
This is one of those instances where the regular card is not too expensive.
yeah,
But the Secret Lair is going to be probably one of the most expensive versions of
Yeah.
this card ever printed, I would guess.
I would guess like
Yeah.
a regular path is $2 or $3,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
And I bet you this is going to be 200-300%
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Next up, we've got a new card coming to the set. It is Born Upon a Wind. Again, fits really nicely thematically with the game. Those of you who haven't played, basically there's no display, like no guiding markers. You just have wind that directs you. So it's
That's
just kind of
pretty
a.
sweet.
Supposed to be your dad's spirit guiding
Oh,
you.
see, I didn't know that. That's kind of cool. So apparently it's supposed to be your dad's spirit guiding you. So that's a super cool fact as well.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, spoilers in case. Well, it's too late now.
Yeah. We're there.
It's in like the first 8 minutes.
Fantastic. Play the game and you'll find out. This is a 2 CMC, 1 generic, 1 blue for an instant spell here. It says you may cast spells this turn as though they had flash and draw a card. So this is really great in a situation where you need to respond immediately.
Yeah.
You have this card, it gives you potentially another card for you to play, and then you can drop a blocker or you can cast a sorcery or whatever it is that you need to do with this. Just handy to have.
It's really funny. This exposes my play style quite intensely here. Uh, the So I like to draw cards.
You do. You
I-
do like to draw
I
cards.
like to draw a lot of cards.
Yeah.
In fact, often to the point where I have to get a Labman or a Jace out to save me.
Yep.
This is something I would consider putting in the deck to be able to flash one of them.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great 2 CMC card. Nothing wrong with it.
2 CMC, and it gives you flash and draw a card. I mean, drawing a card for 2 CMC is a little bit higher than I would
Little
like.
bit
Right?
steep.
A card for a mana is typically in blue what I look for,
Mm.
but when you add that flash tidbit in there, I think it's well past its
Yeah.
it's
Great.
worth.
Great card. Yeah. Yeah. Next up.
Ghostly Flicker. Oh, I'm glad I get to do this one because I have a soft spot for this card.
Ah.
This is a beast of a card. You can use it so many different ways. So Ghostly Flicker is a 3 mana, 2 generic, 1 blue instant that says exile 2 target artifacts, creatures, and or lands you control. Then return those cards to the battlefield under your control. What people don't understand a lot of the time, a lot of people use it to bounce creatures for ETB effects, which great, fantastic.
Yeah.
That's kind of the general idea behind it. But you could do something like bounce a Maze of Ith to make it so you can take something out of combat.
Yeah.
Bounce
fair enough.
Cabal Coffers so you can double your mana.
Yeah.
Right. Bounce a legendary land to flip it if you want to be flipping things multiple times, or a Wishclaw Talisman, refresh the wish counters on it.
Nice. Yeah.
It's so incredibly versatile. I
Yeah.
think it's slept on and underused 100%.
A lot of blink effects within blue, at least from what I've seen, are typically creature focused. So the
Yeah.
fact that you can do this to artifact is
Yeah.
quite cool.
I think the lands part of it is the strongest.
Yeah.
By
Also fair.
far, right?
Yeah.
If you're bouncing basic lands, no, because you're just losing mana on that.
Yeah.
But while you're doing it on utility lands and all that,
Yeah.
Also, protecting creatures.
protecting creatures, yeah.
Yeah.
that's
Use
a
it
really
use
good
it
one.
as a protection piece.
It's just such a versatile
Yeah.
card.
Lots of possibilities for not much mana and at instant speed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't be mad about it. Next up, we've got a really cool legendary land. This is a reskin of a card. It's Castle Shumara. This is a reskin of Eganjo Castle. If I butchered that pronunciation, please let me know. I probably did. This is a legendary land. It's tap to add 1 white mana, so standard land things. What's really cool about it, though, is it's got a 1 white tap ability, which is prevent the next 2 damage that will be dealt to target legendary creature this turn. So if you have an effect where someone is dumping out a bunch of board wide damage or something like that, and it's going to kill a creature, you can stop that from happening, which is just handy.
I mean, I'm on the fence about this. In like modern day play, 2 damage is not a lot.
Not a lot.
It's not a lot,
Yeah.
right? There's a lot of things that can passively deal 2 damage multiple times.
Yeah.
So I understand why it's there. I understand how it could be good.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even stop a lightning bolt, though.
That's
Right.
true. But it softens a lightning bolt,
It softens
which
it.
might be all you need to save your creature at the
Yeah.
end of the day, and sometimes that's all you need.
That's entirely true. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. That really rounds out what we've picked for the Ghost of Tsushima set.
Let's move into Last of Us Part 1.
Part 1. I like that they did 2 parts for this. You know, part 1, kind of like the God of
Yeah.
War, where you've got, Greek God of War and then Norse God of War.
Yeah.
It's similar
Yeah.
for the 2 different games. So that's kind of a cool piece. They could have smashed it all together in one, but nice that they did 2.
Yeah, I think I like the separation as well.
Yeah.
It's at very least it's respectful to the people who played the game where they have the clear distinction in their heads.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it's
absolutely.
really good there.
Yeah.
We'll start with Ellie Brickmaster. 2 CMC for generic and a red 2/1 human survivor legendary creature. Her ability is Distract the Horde. Whenever a player attacks one of your opponents, that attacking player creates a tapped 1/1 black fungus zombie creature token named Cordyceps Infected that's attacking that opponent. She also has Partner Survivors, which will uniquely let her pair up with the next card that we go over.
Who would have thought it would be Joel?
Who would have thought? I think as a base without Joel, Ellie is all right.
Yeah.
It's persuasion to make them not attack you, right? Get extra attacking creature.
Yeah,
Kind of thing.
and used in the right place can absolutely be handy. If you have
Yeah.
a player who requires tokens for a token deck, then they might opt to not attack you simply to get an extra token.
Yeah.
I think it's not necessarily the strongest card we've seen from the set that is being released for PlayStation, but has its place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Next up is Joel, Resolute Survivor. So, funnily enough, this is the Partner Survivor combo for Ellie that we just talked about. Joel is 5 CMC, 3 generic, a green, and a black for a 4/4 legendary human survivor. Really cool card. Text reads Menace. Menace is always good.
Yeah.
Whenever a creature token dies, put a 1/1 counter on Joel and draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. So this actually pairs really nicely with Ellie because you're giving creature tokens to your opponents, and then they're probably swinging them, and it's probably going to die because it's only a 1/1. So it gives you just pretty much guaranteed interaction between those 2 cards.
Yeah.
Which is nice. But even without Ellie, you play against a token deck, and Joel can get big real fast.
Like we're looking at Golgari here.
Yeah.
They Golgari specifically does tokens, specifically insects, pests,
Squirrels.
maybe squirrels. Zombies
Exist.
are a good one.
Zombies are very common, especially in a zombie themed
Yeah.
release.
I mean that's true. There's also fungus. There's a whole bunch that specifically Golgari
can produce
access with that. So I think Joel really strong on his own.
Really strong on his own. Nice little touch with Ellie. And I mean, to be fair, that fits the game. Joel is strong on his own. He's protecting Ellie. Ellie doesn't do much, but she's there, right?
Yeah.
So kind of fits the game. She's important to the game, obviously. Say she doesn't do much, but she does.
She's the longest escort mission anyone's ever played.
Ever.
It's the entire game is an escort mission.
Yeah, the entire game is just one big escort mission.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on Reddit later.
Yeah.
game review of The Last of Us, longest explanation I've played.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's
But
good
yeah,
that you could flip.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that one.
yeah, solid card. Fits thematically. Menace. He always takes on multiple things.
Yeah,
and
it's him
yeah,
versus an
it's
army
him versus
usually.
the world. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Moving on. Next one we have is Cordyceps Excision. Excision.
Yeah,
That's what I'm going
Excision. Yeah, yeah.
with.
You're good.
It is a rename. It's a skin card for Cabal Ritual.
Hmm.
Cabal Ritual. I'll go over in a moment, but it's Dark Ritual's big brother.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it is a 2 CMC generic and a black for an instant that says add 3 black mana. It also has threshold, so instead it can add 5 black mana if there are 7 or more cards in the graveyard.
Which you're playing black, so there's probably 7 or more
There's
cards in your graveyard.
probably 7 or more cards in your graveyard.
Yeah,
There's a very good chance.
I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with 2 mana for 5 mana. I'll take that trade every day of the week.
That's a good deal.
Yeah,
I'll take that
yeah,
deal.
yeah. This has been the best trade deal. Moving on, we've got another reprint coming up here. It's Haunted One. This is 3 CMC, 2 generic, and a black for a legendary enchantment. Background specifically in this case. That says commander creatures you own have whenever this creature becomes tapped, it and another creature you control that share a creature type with it each gain +2/+0 and gain Undying until the end of turn. The Undying part of that card is really cool. Essentially, what that says is if a creature dies while it is under the Undying effect, without a +1/+1 counter, it comes back with a +1/+1 counter. So this can be really handy in a situation where you're swinging out a creature, you kind of want it to die because guess what, you're playing black, and then it just comes back. So extra ETBs potentially, other effects like that. Also, if you have a way, and I'm not saying this is the ideal use for it, but if you have a way to proliferate or maneuver counters off, it can remain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do a lot with that for sure. One other fun thing about this, just as a random tidbit fact thing, Haunted One actually came out of the D&D sets. It's one of the background cards from there. I forget if it's Forgotten Realms or Baldur's Gate, but it's a D&D set card that they put into this.
Very cool.
I just thought that was kind of an interesting
Kind of
link.
fits. Yeah.
It absolutely does. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're just gonna throw up some art for the Cordyceps infected
Yeah.
tokens here
it's
as
cool.
well.
Yeah.
They did a really good job on them. I feel like they need a little bit of attention. So
yeah. It's a 1/1 token, nothing too crazy, but it looks good.
Yeah, it looks good. There's one for the I'll put it up after we do the next part, but it's also in the part 2 as well. It has its own one.
Yeah.
They both they kind of have the regular Cordyceps infected where it's just got it, and then the part 2 one is a clicker.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool.
Yeah, really cool. Overall, I mean the part 1 set, obviously it's focusing on partnership. You know your commander, the 2 commander cards that came out are working together.
Mm-hmm.
They're working with other creatures, they're working with other tokens, other stuff on your board. So it's very much a partnership.
Yeah.
Right? Which is fitting for the game.
Yeah. It feels nice and feels like they made these cards in a way that when you're playing on your battlefield, it's still story driven, which is a really interesting, immersive feeling to have for Magic.
Yeah.
Very new for a Secret Lair. You know what I mean? Like as opposed to having SpongeBob on your board.
Yeah.
Having this, it's very very new feeling for Secret Lair.
Absolutely.
It doesn't feel like a gag, right? SpongeBob was a gag.
John hated SpongeBob.
Furbies are a gag.
John hates Furbies more than he hates SpongeBob.
They're like this feels like it's magic.
Yeah.
The other things feel like there's some guy who's been smoking a little bit too much weed, sitting behind the computer at Wizards of the Coast. He's like, you know what'd be funny? If I make a meme of SpongeBob and it's a counterspell. Why? Nobody asked for this. Sorry.
I like it.
You'll get this rant from me once every 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah.
This is what Universes Beyond should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. This is exactly what I want from Universes Beyond.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Versus SpongeBob. They like it's
He's
just
going to keep
not
going
good.
on about SpongeBob, so we should move on here. Coming up next, we've got the third part and the final part of our list here. It's Last of Us Part Two. So this is a few years in the future from the first game, and you see a grown-up Ellie, and this grown-up Ellie has a card. It is Ellie Vengeful Hunter, 3 CMC for a generic, a black, and a red. Legendary human survivor again. She is now a 3/1 instead of a 2/1, so she gets a power boost, which is kind of cool. And her text says, pay 2 life, sacrifice another creature, Ellie deals 2 damage to target player, and gains indestructible until the end of turn. Just good.
It's just good.
That's just good.
And it fits the black red really, really well.
Absolutely.
It's perfect for that.
Yeah.
They did good with that.
Plus, a way to give a 3/1 indestructible, which means, yes, it's a glass cannon, but now it's an indestructible glass cannon. So, congratulations.
At instant speed as well, by the way. And it's not even a tap ability. So you can do it every turn if you have the creatures.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely incredible.
Really, really cool card. So I like the progression of the character, but I also like the card. Yeah.
Moving on, we have Abby, Merciless Soldier. It's a 3 CMC, a generic red and a green for a 4/4 human survivor. She says, when you cast a spell, create a number of 1/1 black fungus zombie creature tokens named Cordyceps Infected, equal to the amount of mana spent to cast it. Really interesting.
Yeah.
Abby enters under the control of an opponent of your choice. She also has the partner survivors.
Yeah.
So the really wild thing with this is you'll never actually control Abby. You'll give her to other people, and then you're expecting her to die, and you're expecting to continuously sink commander tax into Abby to create zombie tokens on your own board.
Yeah.
Which then presumably you pair her with Vengeful Hunter,
who you then sack all
those
zombies. Yeah.
This is one of the more creative ideas that's come out of
super rare. Like I've not seen. I don't see many creatures that you play on other people's boards. There's not many of them out there. They don't they do exist, but they don't really exist. Like there's not a ton of them.
Yeah.
So it's just a really cool idea. Plus, you're playing this from your command zone. Plus, it gives you benefits when you play it. Like it's just, and the more you play it, it's it's new. It's fresh.
Yeah.
It feels good.
Yeah.
And this is a mechanic that it doesn't have its own keyword. It's just part of the card.
It's just part of the card.
You're not at it. We talked about it in our Universes Beyond episode where you add mechanics that aren't supported by any other set. This is a mechanic that could be supported. We talked about it in our last Universes set with Spider-Man, how they created web slinging. Thank you for reminding me what it was. Created web slinging that's not going to be supported anywhere else.
Never going to see.
Whereas this, again, we've talked about this before. I think we talked about this on our last episode when we were talking about the first 4 sets. This is what I could get behind on a Universes Beyond, where it's a card that has a cool, fresh, new mechanic, but you're not developing an entire system around it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is something the Ellie Vengeful Hunter, Abby Merciless Soldier is something I would absolutely build.
Yeah.
The really interesting part I think about all of this is the other 2 cards, the other Ellie and Joel also have survivors. So you can mix and match. You could have Joel and Abby or both Ellies.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think
Joel and Abby together as well would be crazy.
That would just be absolutely nuts. You're giving out zombie tokens, you're sacking zombie tokens, your people are I think you're giving away Abby. I think that could be really wild.
Really cool match.
Really, really wild.
Really, really cool match. Next up, we've got Ellie's Rage, which is a reskin of Dictate of Erebos. Very good card.
Very good card.
5 CMC, 3 generic, 2 black for an enchantment that you can play at flash speed. I like flash speed enchantments.
It's just good.
Yeah. It says, whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice. So, you play Abby. You get 4 Cordyceps zombies. You sack all 4 of those Cordyceps zombies to Ellie, and all of a sudden, the board is free.
Likely Abby gets sacrificed in that, and you do it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like-
It's just those 3 cards by themselves. Leave out the rest of the 100. I'll just play this. Perfect. See you later.
Yeah, yeah. That's and the rest of it is just lands.
Yeah.
It's only lands. You can pay for the commander cost as much as you
Yeah,
want.
absolutely.
Incredible.
Just a very cool combination. Again, this is a reskin card. This is not new. This is not fresh. This is
Yeah.
just mashing something that is already in the game so perfectly with A, the cards that you come out, but also B, the storyline. Ellie
Yeah.
is angry in the second
Yeah.
game. She is not a happy camper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the art on this, like I know what the art on a regular Dictative Erebos looks like. This is so much cooler.
Yeah.
So much
Yeah.
cooler by a long shot.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
really happy with this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moving along, though, we're coming up on Cordyceps Rat King, which is a skinned card, again, a reskin off of Michaelith, which, again, I'm pretty sure is actually a
I think it's a D&D set.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
forget which one, but I'm pretty sure it is.
I think that's Boulders.
It might be, yeah.
Yeah.
They had a lot of the Michaeliths.
Yeah.
It's a 5 CMC 3 generic, 2 green for a 4/4 fungus creature. It has Devour 2.
Mm-hmm.
Devour is it's like an additional cost, right? So
Mhm.
when you cast it, before it comes in, you can sacrifice 2 creatures, which will make it so when it comes in, it gets 2+1/+1
Yeah.
counters.
Also, Dictative Erebos is out on the field, and you have Ellie out on the field, and you can sack some more creatures
It
later.
just chains
It
together.
all fits. It all fits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It then also says at the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token for each +1/+1 counter on this creature,
So, I mean, if you do your Devour, that's a minimum of 2.
which are easy sacks into Ellie's Rage.
Yeah.
Like this is something I know we've said it a million times already, but they've done such a good job at being like A, B, C, D is in one storyline. It's
Yeah.
synergistic. It just fits. The art is so amazing on all of this.
They've
I'm
picked
happy.
really good cards to reskin. Really, really good cards to
Yeah.
reskin. Even just the Michaelith within D&D, they're fungal zombies.
Yeah.
It fits.
Yeah.
That's the entire point of Last of Us. Is fungus-based zombies. It's just
So somebody was thinking
Yeah.
really, really well
Yeah.
when they came up with this secret layer. I think overall,
whoever you are at WotC, give yourself a raise because I
Yeah.
assume you have the power to do that because you're a genius.
yeah, and no, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
I
keep
like
doing it.
this.
Yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
eat it up all day.
Yeah.
Um,
Put this into a UB set, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't need. I'm okay with UB sets that are the size of Spider-Man if it's
Good
really
quality.
good quality, precise.
Yeah.
If they're producing stuff like the 4 new cards or I guess 5 new cards,
Yeah.
including the Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
If they're producing quality stuff like that,
Yeah. This whole set flows really nicely from the first game to the second game. Flows really nicely. You can play all of these cards together within the same color identities. Also, we're going to put up the next Cordyceps infected on the screen as
Yeah.
well. I like to look at this as it's just a aged version of that first Cordyceps infected.
Yeah.
It looks like it's the fungal infection has progressed more. So again, it just fits with that timeline.
Yeah.
It just looks good.
It's just good.
Yeah. Just a really solid 2 sets back to back, very similar to the God of War sets in the first episode we
Yeah.
did. You see that progression in the characters. You see that thought they put into these sets.
Yeah. I think overall, when we take a look at all 7 of the games that were put in from our last episode of
Mhm.
part 1 and the 3 that are in this one, this has been some of the most fluid, creative, natural art creation
Yeah.
and even like I bet you I don't know if they play tested, but if they did, they were all like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
This is what we're supposed to be making.
Yeah.
And all that.
I really this gives me some hope. Future episode plug here. We're going to be talking about the 2026 launch schedule coming up pretty soon here. This gives me hope that maybe some of those UB sets are not going to be terrible.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm not going to pretend like this fixes everything.
No. Yeah.
I am looking now for this kind of quality in those sets, which
Yeah.
means there's a little bit more riding on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
we'll see. Only time will tell.
Yeah, exactly.
I do think that the only other thing that I put in this is the collectability
Yeah.
side of this. This skyrockets the value on these cards specifically. Like a lot of these are commonly found cards, other than the brand new unique cards that we see in here.
Yeah.
All of the reprints and the reskins and all that, the value of their common cards might go down a little bit, but the value of these cards specifically with the nice arts and the secret lair and all that is going to go straight up. They've done such a good
Yeah.
job with it.
Yeah.
I think this is a great piece for collectors. It's a great piece for players.
Yep.
They've done a really good job at making sure that it fits both camps.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that all of the cards are legal across all the games, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you're playing. There's a spot for pretty much all of these cards in whatever format you're playing. We're heavily commander focused here on Planeswalker Radio, but there were some cards, especially in that last episode, where they fit better with a modern, with a 60 card set, right?
Yeah.
So it's lots of playability across this entire set, across whatever you play, however you choose to sling your cards. Just good.
It's just good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super well thought out set. But that wraps us on this Secret Lair drop. So
yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I guess with that, guys, remember, keep the deck about you, the game all about the gathering. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.